What's up, guys? Welcome back to Healthy Recipe. I wanted to do this video because I feel like I owed you guys an explanation of what has been going on with the channel and the new recipes that are all plant-based for the last month and a half or 2 months. Is all I've been uploading. And the reason why I have been uploading plant-based recipes is because my whole family has switched over to a plant-based diet, and the recipes that you see me upload is what I cook for me and my family on a daily basis. And there was a lot of reasons why I chose to go on this diet. It kind of all came full circle, and it had a lot to do with health. I'm 42 years old, and my diet, my blood pressure had been going up since I was around 30 years old. It just, year after year, it would creep up a little bit more. No matter how much I would work out, no matter, how healthy I thought I was eating chicken breast, really low fat, fish, and barely any red meat. But I still kept on creeping up my blood pressure. I tried every supplement you can imagine to control it, and it just would not budge. My dad has had some heart issues. He has an aneurysm on one of his valves from erosion from the high blood pressure over so many years, and it's caused him a lot of health problems. He had clogged arteries in his legs, and his circulation was really, really bad. And my dad is retired, and he lives with me, and he is a very important part of my life. When I saw him suffering and going through all of this and losing a lot of his strength and not being able to garden anymore, I started to get really worried. We brought him to all kinds of cardiac doctors, and basically they said that, because his heart was only dilated a certain amount, his valve, they would not operate until it was dilated more. And for the last 5 years, that dilation had stayed the same. They were measuring it, they would look at it, and then they did some tests on his legs and saw that a lot of his veins and arteries were clogged up with plaque. So that was another huge issue that they did not want to operate or work on, because they said the failure rate on that type of operation to unclog arteries when they're at that point was a lot of chances that it wouldn't go right. So I had all these problems. My blood pressure started to get to 140 over 100 on a regular basis in the morning. When I would put the monitor on every morning, it was that high. I would reduce sodium. I was doing all kinds of stuff to see if it would budge. I was taking red rice yeast. Every kind of supplement, polycosanol, tons and tons, omega-3, fish oils, all of that stuff. And it just seemed that it was going nowhere. So at this point, I started to think I needed to go on blood pressure medications before I caused myself further organ damage from the elevated blood pressure. So I started looking into blood pressure medications, and then the news comes out that there was a huge FDA recall on some of the major blood pressure medications because they were causing possible cancer. That was really discouraging. I felt lost. I did not know what to do at that point. And my wife thankfully suggested to try to do something about my diet. At that point, the only thing I had not tried was a vegan diet, which I thought I would never try because it just seemed like it was just a wild thing. Most of the people that had talked to me about vegan diets and they seemed really combative, and it just kind of, for some reason I just had a bad imaging of the whole diet. So I started to research, and then I run across this doctor. His name was Dr. Michael Greger, and he had nutritionfacts.org was a website that he had. So I started reading through a lot of his stuff, watching his YouTube videos and researching, and he convinced me by all the data that he was showing and information to give this diet a try. So for many years, I always made carbs to be the enemy. You know, that was the one thing that, you know, and when I got older, I always watched my carbs. So for that reason, you know, also the vegan diet seemed a little crazy. I thought I was going to get fat. And to much of my surprise, the total opposite happened. I mean, I was 224 pounds when I started, and my latest weight, my lowest low was 180. So I've lost over 40 pounds. If you go look back about a month and a half, 2 months ago, my videos, you can see it in my face, how much heavier I was. And for the first time in my life, from within 10 to 15 days, my blood pressure was normal. I could not believe it. My dad, he feels a lot better. He's able to walk a lot more. He's been gardening like crazy, which is another reason that made this so much easier. Instead of shopping for all our vegetables, we're growing a lot of them. You guys are seeing me use a lot of kale because this time of year in Florida, kale grows like a weed. It's probably one of the easiest things to grow. And it's loaded with nutrients. It's one of the most nutrient-dense foods in the world with very low calories. So I use it for everything. I eat a lot of it. I eat a lot of oatmeal. So far, I feel amazing. I have so much more energy. My wife has lost a huge amount of weight that she couldn't lose before when we were doing low carb diets and all that stuff. We would always hit a plateau. We just feel amazing. There is no reason for me to stop at this point. That's not to say that a couple of years down the road or a few months down the road or even a week I won't feel bad and then I'll decide, you know, I have to change. I don't know that. I don't know the future. But so far from the research that I have done and the way I feel, you guys could expect a lot more plant-based recipes. Now, what does that mean for you guys that are not vegan or plant-based? You can still use these recipes in your daily diets and you know, just add protein to them if you like, or you could just eat like that and see if your health gets better like mine did, and you might be willing to make the change like I did. Like I said, I never ever in 1,000 years, if you asked me years ago if I would go vegan, I never thought I would, but there's just so much evidence right now on the way I feel alone that it seems like a smart path to go. So I'm sorry about the rant, guys, that I didn't do a video today on recipes, but I wanted to get this off my chest to explain it to you guys what was going on with the channel. Some of you were asking if, you know, I had turned into a vegan channel completely. We still have a bunch of keto recipes and all different kinds of recipes that have meat. It's just where I am in my life right now. I will be on a plant-based diet until, you know, I see that it's not working for me or any other reason. But as far as my family and myself, you can expect a lot more plant-based recipes coming from us in the next few weeks or months. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys really soon.